Hey guys, I'm here because, well, Paul just simply wouldn't let me leave. So, I'm going to talk about classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Something that a lot of you guys don't know because Alex and I, we didn't really play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like that often. We got into the game when it first came out and we played like throughout our childhoods, but I didn't follow the game and most sets came out and I didn't hear about them. But these like first few sets, like Legend of Blue Eyes, Spell Ruler, what else we got? Invasion of Chaos. Like these sets I remember the most. That was just back when my mom would let me get a lot of booster packs. So these cards kind of have a special place in my heart. Though I will say I've never pulled a holo. Like I don't think I ever did as a kid. Like I didn't even know. I don't know if I ever saw an ultra rare until like high school. So that's something that sucked. But these commons, these are everything to me. Like, I don't know if there's a single card here that I didn't have as a kid. Well, maybe not the All-Seeing White Tiger. These cards are weak now, and admittedly, a lot of them were weak then too. But I didn't have much, and it's weird. Alex and I, we were never into like scary or creepy stuff. But as creepy looking and scary as Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters were, these were everything to me, and I can't even. I can't make that up. When I got that videotape in the mail from Toys R Us and they were showing us all these different monsters and cards. Yeah, they're vanillas. Yeah, they were weak, but they were weird. And these were the coolest things in the world to me. When we built decks back then, we didn't have an archetype to play with. It was just an attribute or a type. And you had to run with that. And back in the day, they were so good about it. What set was this? Legend of Blue Eyes had Wasteland, Yumi, and Forest, and I think a few others. That's just the ones I have on me at the moment. But those are the first things we tried to build decks around. Alex attached himself to like Yumi and never looked back. I've done a lot of different things. But I mean, I have like types that I love. Like I always like love playing machines and zombies. It doesn't matter what archetypes they're in. As a kid, I got my hands on machine and zombie cards, and I built decks around that. They weren't good. They weren't great, but they were something that's simple, like, and that's simple and like freedom of like creativity that we had. I didn't know what the meta game was, so there's nothing to stop me, and I just had a lot of fun with it back then. I have to keep saying back then because now things are completely different. Everything's an archetype. Even if it's an archetype of like machines, because a lot of decks are like walled gardens, I can't use my favorite cards. So there's a bit of a distance between like my heart and these cards. See, there's no distance when it comes to these cards. What's someone else in here? Like this is a weird card to have a connection to. A Garden of the Throne Room, one of the first machine cards I ever owned. I love this card. Way more than, let's say, a Drytron Gamma or something.
I feel like, would you say, like, because I mean, I feel like for me, it's kind of like, because these monsters, like, don't belong to archetypes, and they're like, themselves, like, these are just one-off monsters, it's like, you kind of have to, like, choose what you, like, put in your deck and like what you're like attached to. Like that's like kind of how I was always like seeing it. Like
yeah, I mean that's 100%.
Like as opposed to just like, oh, I like the whole archetype. So
yeah, you really got to pick and choose. A lot of monsters had like the same stats or like they'd be off by such an insignificant margin. You can just pick your favorite ones. I think that's an overlooked quality that Yu-Gi-Oh had. And then you got to make a story or something. They gave you a bit, but like look at like Harpy's brother. He's called a Sky Soldier now because I guess they didn't like the Harpy moniker on him. But to me, this was so cool. That the semblance of an archetype before archetypes were really a thing. Oh, he's the Harpy lady's like brother. Is it their big brother? Is it their younger brother? I have an older brother. So like Harpy's brother was a special card to me. He was a sibling, and like in a world of dark bats and science soldiers. Like I don't know, you can't. You can make like the Watt family. What are they called? The Hunders. You can make that, but like this is more special to me than like a Bro Hunder.
Also, like the flavor text in general, right? Like
So much flavor text. And almost none of it has anything to do with each other. But it was so amazing when you found something that connected. Like, I'll always remember a lot of the older vanilla machines. Like, what was his name? Robotic Knight. He served the Machine King. I love Machine King. I think the Guardian of the Throne Room, wherever I put him, I think I lost him. I think Guardian of the Throne Room says something about like the Machine Kingdom or Machine Empire, something like that. I don't remember anymore. But it was so great to find something that you could relate to, that connected and made a story. Instead of, you know how we have the Sense Dual Terminal, the cards that just spell out the story in their artwork. That's cute. But I kind of like the story being whatever I wanted it to be. And that was just, I don't know, it was special. But I don't even know why I'm doing this video. That's all I've really got. If you take anything from this, just remember that I don't know, old Yu-Gi-Oh was the best Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, and watch our video on this, by the way, for some context as to why this is all here.
Yeah.